Hi, I'm going to do a synopsis of the self-help book title that I selected, which is Nonviolent Communication, A Language of Life by Marshall Rosenberg. This book can really help to transform communication in relationships, particularly when there's conflict. It gives strategies, examples, non-examples, ways of paying attention to how we communicate, how we listen to others, and I've recruited a family member to help demonstrate some of the techniques a little later in the video. Keone, say hello. Keeks. That's Keone. So, the author Marshall Rosenberg was a psychologist. He died in 2015, and he spent much of his professional life working on the techniques that are in this book, using them and training other people to use them. To introduce the ideas of the theories of nonviolent communication, Rosenberg breaks communication down into what he calls life-affirming communication, which is the goal, and life-alienating communication. So life-affirming communication, which is the subject of the book, he divides into expressing honestly and receiving empathically. So the expressing honestly is the part that you do for yourself to promote positive communication with yourself and others, and the receiving empathically part has to do with how you observe and listen to and respond to other people. Life-alienating communication is what many of us do much of the time. It includes things like judgment, evaluation, comparison, denial of responsibility, and making demands on people. And he gives really detailed examples and non-examples of each of them with little quizzes throughout the book, and it flows really nicely. You can read this book in probably a couple or 3 evenings at home, or spend a Saturday with it, and it's very practical. The way things are presented, you can apply this to everyday life. So I'm just going to scroll through my notes a little bit here. Scrolling. Okay, so talking about expressing honestly. That is the foundation of expressing honestly, is observation without judgment. And a big part of the theory of this is Rosenberg's assertion that underneath a lot of communication and most conflict are unmet needs. So in learning to express our needs honestly, we realize that we often misuse the word need. For example, I might say, I need a vacation, this job is killing me, but with the techniques of nonviolent communication, which is also called compassionate communication, because some people find nonviolent communication to be worded a little too strongly, and Rosenberg himself, as he got older, started using compassionate communication in trainings and some of his writings subsequent to this. So where I might say, I need a vacation, this job is killing me, there's clearly some unmet needs there, and I'm not articulating them accurately when I say something like, I need a vacation. With the techniques of nonviolent communication, we would rephrase that something like, I'm feeling really tired and depleted at work. I need to take some time away from my work to reconnect with myself and my family, to feel restored and energized and inspired. That's a little long-winded, but it's a much clearer articulation of the needs underneath an expression like, I need a vacation, this job is killing me. So then moving on to receiving empathically, this challenges the listener to really transform how they listen to and understand and respond communication and the needs of other people. The slogan for for presence, or the act of being fully present when listening, that Rosenberg uses is, don't just do something, stand there. By which he means we need to be fully present and just listen to people without responding initially, because we have a tendency to respond by making comparisons to our own lives, evaluations, judgments, things like that, which aren't really helpful toward the goal of good communication. And some of the examples and applications sound a little bit contrived and hokey at first, but I think they're helpful to think about and consider, and they help you kind of work on how you think about how you express yourself. And in time and with some practice, you can not speak like this all the time, because that would really confuse people, but you can integrate parts of this theory and practice into how you communicate, and it's extremely helpful in situations where there's conflict and disagreement. It can really help you to slow down, try to listen for needs, and really transform how you relate to other people. So I'm going to give you an example of nonviolent communication. In this example, I am going to first express a need in a very unskillful way. I'm not going to take responsibility for that need, and I'm going to blame my unmet need on the other person, and then I'm going to realize what I did and change how I express myself, and see if the other person understands my unmet need and responds in a way that helps to meet my need. So, here we go. Keone. Oh, good girl. Dog, you're driving me crazy! Gotta get out of my face! See, that was not very effective. That was not nonviolent communication. So now we'll try it a different way. Keone, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now, and I need a little time for myself. I need you to go to your house. Come on, go to your house. She's going to her house. You see, it really works. Thanks for listening.